what we do for projects really isn't just for today. It's really for the future. That's why we're doing this.
We work today for the promise of tomorrow, for sustaining precious land resources, conservation in the era of climate change.
In the last 100 years, we have changed the landscape so much.
We have done such an efficient job of utilizing property. But in that efficiency, sometimes we've cut off those critical natural processes.
Mankind, we've left our stamp and we've changed this planet.
And yet, we do now have the insight to think about changing it in a positive way.
Westervelt Ecological Services, WES, takes an innovative, collaborative approach to large-scale environmental restoration and multi-benefit mitigation.
Today we've found ways to bring people together and to actually restore and protect the environment.
And we get to do it in a way that helps ensure that they're going to be there and providing those same habitats in perpetuity.
In fact, it's not a question of if we should do it. We need to do it.
This is fundamentally a team sport, and that starts way in advance. It starts with just picking the right piece of property, one that makes sense not just for our company, but for all of the stakeholders involved.
Public-private partnerships are at the heart of what we do, proof positive that the private sector can play a powerful role in conservation. We bring industry and environment together to drive lasting progress, promoting ecological stewardship while generating revenue for organizations that support economic growth.
To me, the story is there is good business when you do good things.
We're trying to save the last great places, and we're doing it with the tools that we have at our disposal, which is taking, mitigation needs and turning them into meaningful conservation.
Founded in 2006, Westervelt Ecological Services is an integral part of the Westervelt Company, one of the most enduring, respected leaders in sustainable forest management for over 135 years. WES projects span the nation, linked by the common thread of conservation. We've managed and protected 27,000 acres, planted more than 1 million trees, restored 3.5 miles of streams, and protected dozens of endangered species.
We need to challenge ourselves to do this because we want the quality of life. We want our ecological processes to continue. It's part of sustainability for humans.
This nearly 500-acre stretch at the confluence of the Cosumnes and McCollum rivers south of Sacramento is the site of a Westervelt success story. Former farmland restored to its natural state, reconnecting waterways to this floodplain as it was long ago.
They removed that last plug of soil, and the waters of the Cosumnes River started coming in, rising, and returning to this land that it had not seen for decades and generations.
It's like an old friend saying hello to the ground again.
I can come out here and I can see 50 different species of birds in 4 hours. And we have seen just a huge response. Natural recruitment of plants and animals have just come back in.
I think we've demonstrated what we can do here. We're excited to take the next step.
Opportunity awaits in the heart of the Sacramento-San Joaquin Delta, the hub of California's water supply and the source of intense debate for decades.
There's a confluence of issues around water, around people, around society, around flood control, around habitat, and around endangered species.
WES recently completed the Tule Red Tidal Restoration Project in the Delta, returning tidal flows to this marshland to benefit endangered fish. Now we've set our sights on this land, the 3,500-acre Little Egbert Tract.
We care about finding the right property. We know Egbert is the right property. We call it the plug to the Sacramento River. So where the Sacramento comes down and dumps into the Delta, basically, there's a kink in the river. Egbert sits right there at the kink in the river.
Allowing water to return here, where it historically flowed, would reduce pressure on upstream levees, dramatically lowering flood risk for Delta communities. It would improve food supplies for endangered fish, creating vital habitat where little remains.
We can't return the Delta to the way it was historically, but we can do certain things to help contribute to the overall function of the area, and Egbert is one of those contributors, and it could be a very large one.
Our future is filled with challenges: climate change, a growing population, and fewer resources. It is why we are so passionate about what we do. The right project, at the right place, at the right time.
You can easily say, why don't we walk away? There's a certain stubbornness to stick with it and figure it out.
What really unites us is to leave a legacy and really leave something on a scale and of a quality that will matter after we're gone. So that's a philosophy, but it's also a test. We are always testing ourselves. Why are we doing this? And how does it contribute to the legacy, not just for us, but for the community as a whole?
They also mean something for future generations. So the things that we set up are forever.